I'm a 46-year-old male and my brother is 48. When I was 20, my then-girlfriend cheated on me with my brother. I was heartbroken and angry. I told him he was no longer my brother. Despite my request, my family didn't cut him off, so I told them that I would never again be in the same place as he was. If they wish to invite us both, they should invite him, as I'm the one giving the ultimatum. My daughter is getting married in the spring of next year. In our culture, both parents pay for the wedding 50-50. Unexpectedly, my daughter sat me down and told me she would invite my brother and his family. He married my cheating ex. Apparently, she'd been seeing them for the last 4 years and they'd built a relationship behind my back. She even wants her cousin to be a flower girl. I was angry. I told her what my boundaries are, and if my brother is invited, then I will not pay for my part of the wedding. She became angry and told me it's time to let go of the past. I told her it was not her call to make. We argued some more and she told me I was making her wedding about myself. I told her I would probably not attend, so it would all be about her. She left crying. My ex-wife called me screaming and told me I was a huge idiot and our daughter was crushed. Then my parents called and the same thing happened. I told them off and now I'm ignoring their calls. My girlfriend told me to reconsider and apologize. I will break my relationship with my daughter by not paying and attending. I don't know. I think my boundaries should be respected. Am I the idiot for that? Not the idiot. This is one of those stories where your daughter has decided that she's willing to alienate you for someone that betrayed your trust. It doesn't matter if it was 20 years ago. It only matters that it happened, which means she betrayed your trust. If she wants him there so badly, he can pay the half due. The people around you need a reality check. Ask your daughter if her fiancé cheated on her with her sister tomorrow, moved on with the affair partner and decided to stay close to him, how she'd feel. It's so easy for everyone to judge you when they're not in your shoes. And in terms of the money, tradition or not, it's yours and you can do with it as you please. I still wouldn't pay since there's so much secrecy. I bet you'll pay and your brother will still show up regardless. He supports his daughter his whole life and makes it clear his brother is no longer welcome in his life. His daughter betrays his trust and springs this on him while also expecting to be a checkbook for her wedding. She's a grown woman. She can learn the consequences. It was probably the brother making sure OP's daughter liked him to get another one in on OP. I do not like the brother. Here's a very unpopular position. I don't understand why your daughter decided to connect with someone who betrayed their father. How much drama would it have been to let sleeping dogs lie? I know many people wouldn't agree with me, but if this causes an irreparable rift between you and your daughter, being right won't give you much comfort. While I'm fully supporting you standing your ground, just remember if you stand here, you will miss out on her potential kids, birthday parties, and other family events because your family will truly cut you off. If you're okay with that, do so. It's been 26 years. Longer than OP's daughter has even been alive. I understand being annoyed that his brother is invited, not wanting to talk to or take pictures with him, etc. But giving up your relationship with your daughter is cutting off your nose to spite your face. Here's my question, OP. Your brother stole your girlfriend. Do you want him to steal your daughter too? Your grandchildren? If not, stop being an idiot and suck it up for a day. My mom isn't a bad mother-in-law, fiancé agrees, though we aren't particularly close and my fiancé isn't crazy about her. She treats us okay, but I've been told she's an idiot to work for. My mom is an executive in an industry where people tend to be idiots to begin with, and she's extremely money-driven, so I can imagine she's not pleasant at work. My fiancé works there and is an administrative assistant, not my mom's. My mom got her the job to help her out as she needed something with set hours so she could attend online school in the evenings. She has a lot of friends from work, and apparently there's a group chat where they heavily crap-talk my mom. That doesn't even bother me as I view it as just letting off steam, but here is the issue. We recently went on a family trip and my mom got really sick. So my fiancé gave her his phone so she could watch Netflix and then we went out for the day. Apparently someone texted my fiancé something bad about my mom, so it popped up while she was watching Netflix, and my mom opened the chat and read everything they said about her. When we came home, she was sobbing. She showed everyone the chat and her fiancé cussed us out badly. My sister ended up saying such nasty things she got uninvited from our wedding. We have a bad relationship anyway and she was just an obligation invite. What she said was really bad. To be fair, some of it was really misogynistic and gross. My fiancé tried to apologize to my mom, but my mom just screamed at her. She says she isn't coming to our wedding and we would give her back the money if we had any decency. My fiancé got mad that my mom shouldn't have gone through her phone. When we went into our room, I asked why she would give my mom the phone if she knew she had those messages and could get more. She demanded to know if I was defending my mom violating her privacy. I said no, but she should never have given her the phone, and I think it's human nature to snoop if you see something about yourself. I said we should at least consider giving her the money back, and my fiancé became very upset as we couldn't do that without cancelling our wedding. She accused me of only caring about my mom's feelings and blaming her for everything. So am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Snooping is wrong, but we're all human. If someone had lent me their phone and a message popped up saying crap about me, I don't think I could not look at it either. That's just reality. Your fiancé was doing something nice to leave her phone with your mom, but she should have had that crap locked down like Fort Knox before she handed it over, especially knowing that the messages were easily accessible and her notifications were on. That's on her. I also agree that if you're a decent person, you will return the money your mother gave you for the wedding. Your fiancé got caught blowing off work steam at your mom's expense. That's a deal breaker as for any potential relationship between your mom and fiancé right there. You're not the only one screwed here. I'm sure your mom got to read all kinds of stuff from co-workers and other business associates. It could easily cost people their jobs or make their work life a nightmare. That chat isn't just blowing off steam. This is nasty crap talk about your mom. That's really mean. Why are you marrying her? Also, the mother-in-law didn't snoop. The notification popped up on the screen where they were talking about her and she saw it. It then became her business. I don't really feel sorry for OP's fiancé. Her mother-in-law helped to get her job and was helping to pay for their wedding, and OP's fiancé shows her gratitude by taking part in a Mean Girls group chat about her. This is unprofessional and foolish on a personal level. The fiancé needs to apologize, and if she has any decency, she should give the money back. My husband, 35, and I, 32, are friends with two other couples, and we've been taking group vacations for a few years now. We're all teachers except for my husband, who's a welder, so we don't take every single vacation together or anything like that, but for 1 week every summer we go somewhere as a group. It's a great way for us to reconnect and decompress. I've always left my kids with my parents, and the other couples have arranged their own childcare. We got together this last weekend to decide what we were going to do for next summer. We decided that we were going to go to Florida. Believe it or not, it's cheaper and less crowded in the summer, and all of us can deal with the heat. But one of the couples wants to bring their tween child. She loves seashells and has heard all about this place. Okay, not ideal, but we decided it would be fine. Here's the problem. We always split the cost of the rental evenly. It's fair. 3 couples. Each of us pays 1/3. So we found a rental with 1 room and 2 queen beds so that we still only need 3 rooms. Not acceptable. On their vacation they want alone time. Okay, we'll find a rental with 4 bedrooms, but it's more expensive, so they will have to pay more since they get 2 bedrooms. Cue shocked Pikachu face. But we always split the rental 3 ways. Well, yeah, because 3 isn't 4. Before anyone says anything, we did not tell them they had to pay 50% since they got 2 rooms. That isn't what we said. We just expected them to pay the difference between a 3-bedroom and a 4-bedroom rental. Now they're upset with us for burdening them financially because they want to give their daughter an experience. My husband and I don't think we should subsidize them. However, the third couple thinks we should split the bill this one time to keep the peace. Am I the idiot? Now they're upset with us for burdening them financially because they want to give their daughter an experience. I'm sorry, what? If they want to give their daughter experience, they need to pay. Ask them if they're willing to pay for your kids' trip somewhere because you want to give your kids experience. Not the idiot. The third couple thinks we should split the bill this time to keep the peace. No. Never set a precedent. They will expect you to adhere to it every time. Stick to your guns. They can stick with 1 room if they want to split it evenly. In fact, please show them the responses. They have a lot of gall to think everyone else should subsidize their extra room. But something else I'd be far more worried about. They explicitly said they want alone time and it's their vacation. And when you bring a single child on vacation with adults, that child needs to be entertained. There are no other children around. Who is expected to do that while the parents want alone time? Is this also something they expect to share equally? Prepare yourself for a vacation that is anything but child-free. While you dropped off your own children to have time for yourself, you'll be watching another couple's child instead. So here goes. A few years ago, my cousin's business closed and he ran into some issues with the law, leaving him with a debt and a fine. Several family members pulled some money to lend him and I lent him the bulk, $25,000 of that amount. His parents are unemployed, so they were unable to help much. He started a new business in second-hand car dealings and stuff, and I never thought much about it as I assumed he'd pay back when he was in a more stable situation. One day, my younger brother informed me that my cousin had taken his family to Paris, 12 hours flight away, for a vacation. I saw it was posted on my cousin's Facebook page, but I couldn't view it even though we are connected there, which means he probably hid it from me. I met up with my cousin after he was back and asked if there were any updates on the amount owed. He was surprised and asked about me suddenly bringing it up. I said I was aware that he'd taken his family to Paris and asked why he didn't at least pay a certain portion back. My cousin got defensive and accused me of trying to control his life like he was bankrupt. I said that since he's in a much better financial situation, I would expect some repayments to start. I got my parents to inquire about their other siblings, my other uncles, who had lent money to check on their status, and it turns out that my cousin had already repaid them about $7,000 in total. I got angry and called my cousin to demand an explanation. He said that since I was the richest of them, I didn't need the money, and he would repay me last, along with some choice words about me hounding him, including, "Dude, just admit that you're broke and need the money." I said that if I didn't hear any plans for repayment within the next few days, I would explore other avenues. He dared me to sue him before hanging up. After a week of silence, I approached a debt collecting agency I'd use frequently for my own business. Lawsuits and whatnot were out of the question because lawyer fees would eat up half of that amount, and even if the court awards me that amount, the onus still falls on me in terms of collecting it. A week after that, my cousin calls me and curses me for embarrassing him at his workplace. It turns out the debt collector had headed down to his place of business and created a commotion and warned him that if he didn't want to discuss an installment plan, they would visit his house and his wife's workplace. I insisted that he speak to my debt collector about any issues regarding payment from now on. My relatives, including my parents, said that I was wrong to drag an outsider in and was too harsh, especially given I was aware of how the agency operates from past experiences. Debt collectors are legal here, but many of their methods skirt the law in terms of legality. So I'm aware, but I honestly don't see any other avenues for someone who is deliberately being difficult. Not the idiot. You're owed a large sum of money. It seems like he's taking advantage of you. He took you and your money for granted. Then he started doing well, intentionally took a vacation behind your back, and gave you a bad attitude when you asked for your own money. So no amount of niceness was going to make him pay you anyway. I hope he pays you now that he knows he can't get away with the money or his behavior. Collect your money and move on. You don't get to decide that someone you owe money to is rich enough that you don't have to pay it back. He paid back the smaller lenders so that they wouldn't join your side. Your cousin is a piece of work. Tough luck if he was embarrassed. He made you feel foolish for trying to help. He deserves to look foolish in front of his colleagues for being so slimy and ungrateful. Let this be a lesson to everyone. Again, don't loan money to people if you can't afford to lose it. Banks give loans, and if they won't, it's for a reason. The debt collector seemed like an idiot though, especially when dragging spouses into it, and unless there was a contract, it's unclear if it is even a debt in the legal sense. I feel like a demand letter from a lawyer would have been a reasonable start to this. OP is not the idiot, but this is a good lesson in lending money to family members. Only lend what you can afford to never see again. I, nearly adult female, would rather live with my dad, but for school reasons it's just a lot more convenient for everyone for me to live with my mom during the week, so mostly I'm here to humour my dad. My mom did some stuff during their divorce that I think was crappy, so I don't really like her very much now, but I've been trying to keep things civil until I graduate. She married a guy with 2 kids, tween male, younger tween female, at lightning speed after the divorce, and the whole merging families thing isn't going well. His kids hate her, I feel somewhat neutral about him and want to be left alone, and the step-siblings and I are okay, but mostly they do their own thing and I do mine. It's not the happy blended family my mom wanted, and she keeps trying to force it and making it worse. Her husband goes along with her, so basically nobody is happy in that house. I kinda exploded the hornet's nest this last weekend because I lost my cool about something my mom has been pushing for a while about the step-family. She insists on calling my stepdad my dad and the kids my siblings and gets frustrated that I won't call them that. They're not. I have a dad and I didn't grow up with the kids. I'm not going to pretend. I finally got tired of it, so when we ran into some of my mom and stepdad's friends last weekend and he introduced me as his daughter, I said, "I'm not your daughter." My mom tried to laugh it off, but the friends looked uncomfortable and she got mad at me in the car and told me I needed to get with the program and stop being a jerk about this. I told her that he wasn't my dad. The kids weren't my siblings, and if she didn't get with my program, she could choose not to be my mom the minute I turned 18. Big argument. They tried to take my car keys as punishment, and when I told my dad since the car was in his name, he called and said they give him or me the keys immediately or he'd get the police involved. So my mom has been crying and saying I'm an idiot. Stepdad agrees. My stepbrother said he thought it was the best and I'm right. My grandparents came over and tried to talk me into apologizing and going along with things. My dad says they pushed too much and got what they earned, but I probably should have just left it alone in the car. I don't think it was wrong, but I don't know if I was an idiot. Not the idiot. You were already trying to be civil with the stepdad and step-siblings. You have a dad involved in your life, and it seems you have clearly expressed that you're uncomfortable calling them dad or your siblings, so they shouldn't be forcing you to call them that or introducing you that way. A selfish woman breaks up her family and tries to make a new one, and then acts surprised when not everyone she betrayed is playing along. Too damn bad. Your mom could have acted less like a selfish, impulsive nitwit and none of you would be in this situation. Plus, one of the step-sibs agreed. The one is old enough to see for sure what's happening. You can't force a blend, it must happen on its own. Is your dad dating or married? Ask your mom if she wants you to replace her with the next person he gets involved with, because he wants to make a happy blended family. Is she really okay hearing you call someone else mom because your dad likes sleeping with her? Mom is being a selfish idiot, as is stepdad, for going along with the charade.